All right, let's dive into one of the biggest, most argued over questions in the entire job search world. What's the deal with resume length? Should it be 1 page, 2 pages? Today, we are settling this debate for good.
You know the one, right? It's the classic dilemma. You get advice from everyone, your mentor, some recruiter you met, a dozen articles online, and it's all different. Some people swear by the one-page rule, no exceptions. Others insist you have to show off all your hard-earned experience. So what's the real story here?
Well, before we can even get to the right answer, we have to talk about the single biggest myth that gets so many good resumes thrown in the trash.
And come on, let's be honest, this kind of makes sense, doesn't it? The logic is, hey, if I just list every single project, every single role I've ever had, even that summer job from high school, it'll prove I'm super experienced and valuable. It feels like the safest way to impress someone.
But it's absolutely not true. In fact, doing this is actively hurting your chances. That whole more is better strategy, it's one of the fastest ways to get your resume rejected, and it has nothing to do with a person thinking it's too long. The real problem starts way earlier in the process.
And that's because the first reader of your resume, well, it isn't a person at all.
Let me introduce you to the Applicant Tracking System, or ATS for short. This is the software that pretty much every major company uses to handle the tidal wave of applications they get. You should think of it like a digital bouncer at a club. Its only job is to scan your resume and decide if you're even cool enough to get past the velvet rope and be seen by an actual human.
And here's the absolute heart of the issue. When this system scans your resume, it is not impressed by how many pages you have. It couldn't care less. It's a machine on a mission, and that mission is to find very specific keywords and phrases that match the job it's hiring for. A long, cluttered resume just makes its job harder. So here's exactly how it goes down. Your resume is packed with old jobs from 15, maybe 20 years ago. All that extra text is actually diluting the important, relevant keywords the software is looking for. It's like trying to find a little bit of gold in a giant pile of sand. So the software looks at all this content, can't find a high enough concentration of what it wants, gives you a low relevance score, and boom, you're automatically filtered out. A recruiter never even knew you applied.
Okay, so now we know why a shorter, more focused resume is the secret weapon to beat these bots. So let's get into the simple, clear rules you can follow to get this right every single time.
As you can see, it really just boils down to your level of experience. If you're a fresher or have up to 2 years of experience, it's 1 page. That's it. Non-negotiable. Your goal is to show your potential, not a long history. Now, if you're mid-career, say 3 to 10 years in, you've got a bit more wiggle room. 1 page is still fantastic, but a second page is okay if your roles have been really complex. And finally, for you senior leaders with over a decade of experience, 2 pages is the absolute maximum. That gives you enough space to really showcase your strategic impact.
So how do you actually put this into practice today? Let's talk about your immediate action plan to build a resume that not only beats the bots, but actually gets recruiters excited.
This right here is what you need to burn into your brain. Your resume is not a history book of your entire life. It is a marketing document, a billboard, and it is designed for one specific audience for one specific job. You need to focus only on the last 10 to 15 years of your career. Seriously, cut everything else. And you have to tailor it for every single job you apply for, matching the key words. Because in today's job market, quality and relevance will always beat quantity.
So, I'm going to leave you with this challenge. After hearing all of this, I want you to open up your resume right now and ask yourself, what's the first irrelevant thing I can cut to make this stronger, more focused, and way more likely to land me that dream interview?